Good morning, fellow gardeners. This is Paul, and let's do a one-year update on George Emerich Jr.'s plants. Now you can see here, 1 year ago, we got 48 cuttings for free from friends of the late George Emerich Jr. And in just one short year, look at this. This is number 1. Some sort of polyrhizis, but it's definitely different than any orahona or things that I have already. It's very beautiful, and it's a prolific bloomer. You can see here, just beautiful flowers. So this is number 1. So we've already set 2 fruit. Decent size, they should be ready in about 10 to 15 days. And a lot of growth here, you can see. Has aborted a few flower buds, but we're gonna get to taste some fruit this season, that's for sure. Just kind of happens here. All right, let me go show you the other 47, or most of them at least. Okay, on the left here is number 2, and it's either an undatus or I think it's actually his hybrid, one of his hybrids. But we'll see. We have a fruit that's set, so time will tell. And this one was a bit slow to start this season, but now you can see it's really taking off. So this is number 2. All right, let's go check out number 3. So number 3 has been moved around a bit, and I think it has some Ocamponus traits. It's really unique looking, kind of bluish. And what I did here is I grafted it as well. So here's the graft, and sadly I dropped it twice, of course, so it got a hole, and then I went ahead and tipped it here to see what's going to happen and gave it more sunlight. So we'll see what happens, especially with the differences between grafted and ungrafted, but this is a very unique looking plant. This is a GE number 3. Okay, so numbers 4 through 24 kind of wrap around here in order. So let's just head down there and go see some of the interesting ones. Now someday I'll make this a trail, I hope. But you can see I kind of have them temporary here to evaluate them better and see what they become. Now the most interesting ones, probably going to be, I think 17 over here. 16 actually. 17 has a flower bud. And notice how all the polyrhizis are first to produce flower. So interesting note that polyrhizis are one of the more faster producing dragon fruit varieties. But this is another hybrid of his, I think that's polyrhizis hybrid. The coloring, very interesting plant. This one is number 16. So hopefully we'll get fruit from that one next year. Now again, they do wrap around in order. So 4, 5, 6, and 7 are along the fence. Keep going. 15's down on the right. It's a lot like number 3. And I have a few grafts here in between. And some more polyrhizis from George. This one is number 8. So a lot of growth. He really liked polyrhizis. Several different ones that are definitely different. And then down under this beautiful plant here, here's number 9 with a flower bud. Again, polyrhizis, notice that. And here's a few of my hybrids I just put in between to grow for the summer. Number 10. Number 11, which is interesting. It's taking a lot of sunlight. And 12. Now let me go show you where most of the rest of them are. This one is definitely an undatus. So here's 25. 24 is behind me. Nothing special right now. 25 doves of a flower bud. I'm gonna kind of let it grow on top of this fence and on top of this vine here of morning glory. I have several more over here. It's at 26 on the palm tree, 27 through 35 along here, as you can see. And they don't quite get enough sun here, but these ones happen to be more sensitive, sun-sensitive varieties. And I'm gonna actually just thin out the plant that's making all the shade, the honeysuckle. So that's my plan, but they have plenty of new growth. They're doing fine. And they just continue on. So this is the 30s row, and I still need to plant some more of them and give them some more support. But they're doing fine here. Gonna just have them under some other plants. Now up in the 40s are a few more interesting ones. Well, let me go show you those. I need to build this one a support trellis, but it's just so much time and effort. All right, let me go show you the last ones. Good thing I didn't miss this. This is number 39 with a nice flower bud. I'm gonna guess that this is a white-fleshed one. And then in the 40s, I still again need to support these with trellises. But the plan is to let them kind of grow under these plants or with these plants until I can evaluate them. Up to 41 now. And let me go show you the last ones. So here's 46. Another polyrhizis with that flower bud. So here are some in the 40s. The one with the flowers is number 45. Beautiful flower bloom. And a couple more in the 40s, just growing. All right, let me go show you number 47 and 48. So here's 47. Kind of growing on this interesting spot. Had a bloom on the rock. And it's doing pretty well here. It's got one more flower bud. But I definitely think some of these are repeats, especially the polyrhizis. But there's also several with unique traits. So we'll see what happens in time. All right, let me go show you the last one, number 48. And last but not least, number 48. It's definitely a polyrhizis and the longest cutting that I've ever rooted. You can see how long it is. It's at least 8 feet, maybe 10. And it did produce one fruit here, or one flower that I cross-pollinated. And I will say that it doesn't quite get enough sunlight here, but it did produce the flower. But I'm gonna cut down the big olive tree behind me, or at least prune it out to give this thing some more sunlight. So there you go. There's most of what's going on with George Emerich Jr.'s collection. Give us a like and a subscribe. Thanks for your time. And we'll continue to assess these beautiful plants and see what hopefully find out what they are. All right, take care. Thanks for watching.